Hi, family. I'm Stephanie Wade. I'm Habasia, and I am checking in with you guys on Sunday morning. It's like early, as they say, early in the morning. I was watching YouTube lives because the internet started working okay. I was surprised it was running pretty smoothly at that. And then I was listening to all the talk everybody was doing, and so I was motivated to do a video myself. I'm getting new subscribers, and y'all, excuse me, are enjoying my voice. I'm glad y'all like it. I guess I had a lot of time practicing talking to people because I used to be a labor and delivery nurse. Yeah, I was a registered nurse for a long time. So I had plenty of practice talking to people and giving comfort. So if my voice brings you joy, I'm glad. But anyway, guys, I was listening to some of the subject matter and I wanted to speak first as a solo female traveler in the motherland. Because yes, it is male dominated no matter where you go, whether it's Christian or Muslim majority. And I found that no matter where I go, I have to have that males around when I'm conducting, just say shopping ventures or whatever. So if I'm in, just say Nigeria, well, I'll have my in-laws with me when we're going to just say a major shopping. And then it's a male around, not necessarily that he's doing much of the talking and all that, because in Nigeria, the women do a lot of the talking, but the men are around. So anyway, but it's always some male there to represent you or to have your back, per se. And while I'm in the Gambia, I have the same thing. I have people from the diaspora that are very supportive. I have males around that have my back, so to speak. You've seen in my videos that I have men in the background popping up, stuff like that. Oh, they are protecting me, and I don't have any problems with that at all. People having my back. When I'm in the United States, I have lots of males in my family, so my house is never unprotected. It's always somebody there. I don't have to worry about a security system. It's like a built-in security system. I would feel sorry for the burglars if they caught themselves trying to burgle. I would. They would practice martial arts on them. But anyway, guys, I think that as a group, we'll all be able to get along together if we just work cooperatively. I make sure that I keep a dialogue open with people who could help me. And if it's something that I can do to help them to get something done, I'll do that too. Because they say, as they say, I know people. And those people know some people. It's always good to have friends and family that are supportive of you no matter where you are in the world. So if they're going to go there and they're going to, yes, guys, as I was saying, all you have to do is have people that have your back, no matter what sex they are. But you have to realize that, yes, if it's guys around that's controlling some things, make sure that you have guys that's around that can help you to get your stuff done. They're available. Lots of good guys around that can help you. That's why I tell you guys, I am not alone. I do have people that work with me that are males. Whether it's when I'm going shopping, I just don't have them in the videos because I give people privacy. I'm not having them on the video as a prop or anything. Oh, they are only in the videos if they want to be. They're only in the photos if they want to be. I'm doing YouTube because I'm just trying to share and help you guys. I hope even after I get 1,000 subscribers and I could get monetized, that I would still be the very same way. You know? Remember, it's about building relationships. That's how you can do everything. And remember, with a solo traveler, especially female solo travelers, it is just not fair to ask any prices about anything. The internet is so full of information. If you just look at apps like Airbnb, Travelocity, Travel Advisor, all those things mention generalized pricing. It gives you all kind of pictures of areas. You can Google for what you're interested in whatever area you're going to go to. Just put yourself in my shoes. If somebody thinks that I'm spending whatever amount of money, it might seem like a little bit to you, but it could seem like a lot to somebody. And some people have no concept of a credit card because this is all a cash system here. And I could be at risk no matter what amount that I say, whether it seems like a little to you or not. And if I say something that sounds like a ridiculous amount to you, then I'm also being put at risk potentially by somebody that'll see me in the street, because this is a small world, and think, oh yeah, she don't mind, just wasting her money, and think that I have money that I don't have. It's just not safe for me to talk about money, so I do not talk about money. It's just something that's private. And it keeps you safe when you're traveling, when you don't talk about money. That's just a fact. There's too many other avenues besides asking somebody how much they spent for something. It's not what they spend for something or what I spend for something. It's what you're willing or are able to afford and willing to spend on whatever accommodations you want. It's always your choice. It has nothing to do with what somebody else spends at the time. But yes, talking about money online is not safe at all, guys. It's not just the nice people that watch videos. It's also people out here, that's opportunists too, and looking for marks. So please don't help them out by asking solo travelers about things like finances. I would share some simple things like if I go on a shopping spree for my groceries, I'll let you see the labels of how much the food costs. I give you a generalized idea with the receipts on how much I spent for my groceries for myself. Because it's just how, just say, a expat that likes certain things like almond milk, or just say sardines and oil, or olive oil, or whatever. It's not going to be the same thing as somebody who didn't travel abroad. But like, just say if I want to go somewhere, like the turntable, and buy vegetables, those vegetables, yes, are going to cost more because they're only available at a specific area and they're sold by the kilo. So even if somebody spends $20 for something and you think it's a lot, well, just think how many places I had to go in the first place just to find that. And some of the stuff I wanted was not even available at any price. So it's not as simple as, oh, just go to the market and you can barter down to the lowest common denominator. Believe you me, guys, you get what you pay for. Some of the stuff, after I open up the cans, I know why it didn't cost that much. And I'm telling you, if I have to compare the prices on some things that I don't know what they taste like, I'm surely going to try to get the one that costs more, because I figured that it was a supply and demand type thing and that people like things that taste better. I'm definitely not going to be throwing my money away by buying something that's cheaper and then I can't stand the taste because it's tasteless. And it has to be thrown away anyway, because I just can't force myself to eat tasteless food just because I paid for it, no matter where I'm at. But anyway, guys, let me tell you, I've been looking at this Ancestry composition from 23andMe. It's mine. I actually got these results done for free when I was in a Facebook group. They had a code. Excuse me, readjusting my glasses. Yeah, they had a code you could use because I guess at the time they needed a certain amount of people to do their study. And it was fine with me because I'd already paid for I don't know how many other DNA tests. But anyways, I did their DNA test and I'm always doing surveys with them. And that's voluntary. But I figured I got the test for free, I'm good. And they do all kind of cool research health-wise, so I actually like them. They did a 23andMe paper on the Transatlantic slave trade, published July 23, 2020. And I thought some of the stuff was interesting. I'll just share just a very little. I promise you it's not going to be long. On my results, it says Sub-Saharan African, 83.7%. West African, 68.4%, which is what I knew already before I started doing any DNA test, that predominantly my ancestors came from West Africa, then Nigeria, which as the people test more, that result actually has gone up. 29.6. So I'm almost 30% Nigerian. I had no idea when I married my husband, a Nigerian, that I was, almost 30% Nigerian. I guess my Nigerian ancestors just wanted their Nigerian last name back. It's like, we'll take one, this, whatever one. Yeah, go marry somebody from Nigeria. So I heard them. I did it. I'm keeping it. I earned it. I'm good. They happy. Okay. Ghanaian, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. 17.6%. I became a chief in Ghana, not knowing any results about Ghana, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. 17.6%. Hey, that's pretty cool. Then Senegambia and Guinea, 9.6%. And I think that's very good because a lot of the data is showing that not that many people actually came from Senegambia area. It says it was an underrepresentation of Senegambia ancestry across the Americas. They say it probably was supported by accounts of early trading and high mortality from this region. Or essentially, they worked them to death. But my relatives survived, guys, enough to pass their DNA on to me. And they very strong ancestors, because look at me now. Where am I? In the Gambia, guys. So this 9.6% Senegambian and Guinea brought me back and let me feel comfortable using my grandmother's name, Cora, because it was their surname, Cora, and led me all the way here. They are very, very strong. Then broadly West African, 11.6%. Congolese and Southeast African, 10.7%. Angola and Congolese, 7.6%. Southeastern East African, 1.1%. Southern East Africa, 1.1%. Broadly Congolese and Southern East African, 2.0%. Broadly Sub-Saharan African, 4.6%. I'm going to skip the part that I'm skipping the part that I don't like, and I'll make a little comment about it in a minute. East Asian and Native American, 1.5%. Yes, my grandmother, Cora Sam, said we was Indian. She don't know just Indian. Well, at least she's partly right. One person about 4 or 5 generations ago was. So anyway, Native American, 1%. Chinese and Southeast Asian, 0.3%. Indonesian, Thai, Khmer, and Myanmar, 0.3%. Broadly East Asian and Native American, 0.2%. But they just round them up together and say 1.5% East Asian and Native American, and trace ancestry of 0.3%. Why I don't talk about that other part too much? Because it pains my heart too much. And it was talking about in this report that the females contributed more admixture than the males from Africa. It says patterns of variation across the Americas, such as lower African ancestry and higher African female sex bias, can be attributed to socioeconomic factors, non-African male admixture, and inhumane treatment of enslaved people. While transatlantic records have told us a large part of the stories, insight of this study, in combination with other historical accounts, shed light on details of the genetic impact of the transatlantic slave trade on present day, and which actually means, my poor ancestors was sexually abused, and they end up passing their genetics onward, whereas the male ancestors, may they rest in peace, were worked to death and got to produce very little, and so that's why you don't see their DNA as much. They say the report confirms what other studies have shown, a bias toward African female contributions to the gene pool of the Americas due to generations of rape and exploitation. The study found that this particularly started in Central America and South America. And it says the research shows that it was a highlighting of dehumanizing aspects of slavery that included sexual exploitation and working male slaves to death, and differences in treatment between the regions of the Americas. And they said it was a surprise that the researchers failed to find strong genetic connections with people from Senegal and the Gambia. That was unexpected given the number of enslaved people that were deported from that region of Africa. It says the researchers believe this may be because many of those enslaved Senegambians were transported to rice plantations in the United States because they had experienced cultivating rice in Africa. But rice plantations in the United States were often rampant with malaria, resulting in extremely high death rates among enslaved people on those plantations. Well, we all know that my ancestors survived because they passed that Senegambian DNA on to me. So, anyway, I thought the study was very interesting because even though they had records to say one thing, my DNA says that I was a lucky one, that my ancestors survived to pass their genetic code to me. And so that's why I still have the Senegambian in me. And the Nigeria is all over the place, Nigeria is just representing. And it's funny because in Texas right now, the Nigerians are there a lot as students. That's how I ended up meeting my husband at the time. He was a student in Texas, and I met him. But anyways, this was the paper that I was reading from 23andMe. And it says 23andMe paper on the transatlantic slave trade. So it was very interesting. And like I said, they said, while the study aligns with known historical records, the researchers also made some unexpected findings. One was an over-representation of Nigerian ancestry in many parts of the Americas compared to what shipping records show. They said this most likely reflected the often under-discussed active trade that moved enslaved Africans within the Americas, even after the trade had been banned by several European nations. Data also indicates that South America and Central America had the lowest proportion of African ancestry when compared to the United States and the British Caribbean. This is despite the majority of enslaved people taken from Africa being shipped to South America. It likely reflects cultural and historical differences, and it could be due to a higher mortality rate in those areas. But also it may be a result that some Latin and South American countries promoted dilution of African ethnicity through the intermarriage of fair-skinned European men and women of African descent. And they might have just worked the poor brothers to death. And after enslavement, there was some genocide that was done to the brothers. But anyway, guys, so much for doing my research on my ancestors tonight. Very sad history, but I know that my ancestors survived long enough to create a me, and I'm back. They're back. We're happy to be here. I hope you're learning more things about your ancestry too. Whether you're doing your research with paperwork findings and documents, or you doing it through different type DNA tests. I would not say one is better than the other, but they all have interesting things to share. I enjoyed sharing with y'all this evening. As usual, I'm praying that this uploads okay. I hope so. But anyway, guys, I'm going to keep sharing. I love you all. If you have not subscribed, please do. Like, share, comment down below. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Tell your friends, your family, subscribe. Oh, I'm telling you, this has been an interesting journey. And you know, y'all comments make me smile. And I'll be like Watermeyer again. Even the people that say crazy stuff, which is pretty much just mostly one person once in a while, I'll respond to it anyway. I hope y'all do not be insultive, because I'm only human, guys, and this is free. Golly, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch me, you know. But you don't have to insult me neither. I'll have to block you if you continue to do that. But anyways, peace, peace, power to the people. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe if it's your first time watching me. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you so much. Love you all. And I'm out, y'all. Bye.